Evening, folks. Dr. Freedom here with you. Time for some Doctor Who news from in and around the universe that may or may not affect you on some level. We will not discuss here. Oh, yeah, it's been a crazy, crazy day. Had a lot of stuff moving around. Matter of fact, you may see some changes here around the room when I do the next video. Sorry I didn't do a video tonight. I'm just plain exhausted, man. It's just long day today, and it was just crazy, crazy stuff going on. Bringing in more equipment and all that. And it's like, oh, sheesh. Oh, well, but, got to get used to it. Life's always changing. But speaking of that, let's go ahead and take a look at what we do have for tonight. A lot of good buzz for the Zygon invasion. But if you're looking forward to next week, the Zygon Inversion trailer is available. As you know, there was no next time trailer included with the episode. And the good news is, if you want to watch this particular trailer and you don't want to be spoiled, don't worry about it. There isn't really a whole lot in here that's going to spoil you in any way. They leave a lot out. And it leaves you really, really scratching your head as to what's going to go on with the next episode. So it is pretty much safe to watch this, okay? So don't worry about this trailer spoiling you in any way for next week. Okay, the press reaction. Okay, this is what I'm loving. The Independent felt this was the strongest episode so far in a very good season. Matter of fact, you may want to read their comments. There's several here. The Express praised the real-world parallels, and we talked about that on the Omega Files yesterday. Telegraph felt the political message was less than subtle. And, you had to be blind and crazy not to notice the political aspects of this particular episode. And I'm loving the fact that they're doing this, because that's where great sci-fi really takes off, is taking a real-world issue and putting it into this environment where you can, address that situation. And, in a different way. Okay, The Guardian also remarked on the political aspects of the story. Metro praised the international aspects. Matter of fact, the return of everyone's favorite shapeshifters was picked up by, I love this, Dan of Geek. Dan of Geek. It's Den of Geek. Den's going to get mad about that. Okay, moving on. Radio Times also relished the return of the Zygons. Matter of fact, they're saying the most interesting character is Zygon, as they're referring to her. Oops, Osgood. Mashable felt the character of Osgood was underused. And AV Club called the episode shockingly contemporary. And the events at the episode's climax were picked up by the Geek News. So if you want to see how these various media outlets reacted, these are just a quick synopsis, to show you how they reacted to it, and you'll have to go to their individual sites to see their full review. All right, moving on. And this is really starting to bug me. Now, people may call me an alarmist, but World Cup Soccer finished up at it was on 4 p.m. at ITV today. So 3.87 million viewers. Come on, where is everybody? Sure, it was a holiday. Maybe there was a lot of people out trick-or-treating and all that, but come on, you've got to be joking me. Some of the best Doctor Who that has gone down since this episode, since the show came back, is going on right now, this series. And come on, pointless celebrities for the first time this year managed to beat Doctor Who in the overnights. And even though this, the position will likely be reversed when the finals come out, but still, come on. But at the same time, I'm not worried. Doctor Who is doing incredibly well overseas. Matter of fact, the merchandising, you got the Doctor Who Lego thing coming out. Big Finish is going nuts, mixing old and new. So I'm not really worried about the show going extinct, but at the same time, this is disappointing. It is very disappointing that, World Cup Soccer is no longer an issue. Now, I'm hearing that has something to do with X Factor. If someone knows, oh, yeah, that's right, there it is. Duh. I knew I read it somewhere. Okay. Now, Strictly Come Butt Licking had an audience of 9.35 million. You've got to be joking me. The Dancing had a nearly 4 million lead over the second-placed X Factor, which was placed directly opposite Doctor Who, and it managed 5.63 million. What the hell? People are watching X Factor rather than Doctor Who? I'm worried. I am. Maybe I'm just being paranoid. I am, maybe. But, oh, man, that worries me. Because I thought with the rugby cup, going by the wayside, that number would start to go up. Now, even rugby only had 4.92 million watching when it aired that afternoon. Doctor Who stands at 38th for the week. I have an eerie feeling this is an omen. I'm now worried about Series 10. I really am. Please don't panic yet just because I'm worried, okay? I'm trying to remain optimistic, but sheesh. Okay, Doctor Who Extra. If you want to watch this, it's just over a minute long, and this has to do with, of course, the Zygon invasion. 15 tweets that perfectly sum up the internet's reaction to last night's Doctor Who. Okay, just take a look at this because some of these are pretty nifty. They go over some of the bad, some of the good, and of course, the guitar scene was phenomenal. Daphne Ashbrook put up a thing about it. About him before, of course, playing Amazing Grace of all songs. All right. Now, for those of you who are weirding out a bit, this went up on, I believe, the 31st, if I remember correctly. And right here, Peter Capaldi will be the Doctor in Series 10. And this is an interview here while he was at the Italian thing. And if you want to sit down and read through this, it's a pretty, short, they got kind of short here, but it's a really interesting interview. You may want to take a look at this if you're starting to weird out a bit. Peggy said Capaldi is going nowhere. So. Okay, and over here on The Guardian, may want to check this out. Maisie Williams, Monsters and Sonic Shades. Are you watching Doctor Who? And it's just, like I said, I'm getting a little paranoid, but I'm throwing this up here in case, you want to take a look around it. I thought it was pretty interesting, especially this one. Haters, it's time to give Doctor Who a second chance. And right here, Doctor Who has up and downs like any TV show. If you were once captivated but became disenchanted and stopped watching, now may be the time to give it a second chance. Now, there's a lot of theories going around out there about what's going on with Doctor Who. One of the leading ones I'm hearing, and like I said, remember, this is a theory. This is unsubstantiated. This is not, actual fact. One of the reasons why I've heard, and get ready for this, that the numbers have dropped is because the fangirls have turned off. I'm not kidding. That's one of them I'm hearing because they didn't get their youngish Doctor and they were hoping Capaldi would be a one-trick pony. And then when it turns out he was hanging around for another series, that allegedly a bunch of them turned off. I'm sorry, but if the future of a television show that's been going on well over 50 years is to be determined by a bunch of hormonal teenagers, that worries me. But the scary part is younger viewers are just as important as older ones. But I don't think that's the leading cause of it. Also it could be the time slot it's in, or maybe some folks just don't feel at home with, the current Doctor. I don't know. But these figures for overnights, I was like, okay, rugby's got to be, taking away some of the viewers. Rugby, and then this week happens, and I'm kind of disappointed. Now, we can look at the fact that, it was Halloween. Maybe there were, a lot of the viewing audience was out enjoying the holiday, depending on what age you are, and we can leave that. But if next week's numbers don't start crawling up, I'm going to start getting really, really worried about the future of the show. And I don't know why, because I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. But when British viewers start turning off an institution that, is so solely British, and yet the rest of the world's embracing it like wildfire, I got to wonder what's going on. Oh, well, but like I said, don't get paranoid yet. Don't panic. Just because Dr. Freedom's got a little bit of the jitters, come on. I'm just an American dude. What can I know about, huh? Oh, well. That's all I'm going to say on it. Like I said, we'll keep the faith, we'll keep our chins up, and we're going to keep enjoying this series of Doctor Who because you know what? It is freaking phenomenal this year. So far, there has not really been a down episode for me yet. And I'm going to hope they keep continuing that trend. Well, guys, until next time, take care. Ta-ta. Enjoy the rest of your evening. See you on the flip side.